I'm John Granado. That's Josh Jordan. You can hear us on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5. Hit subscribe if you haven't yet so you get all of our content here at SportsMap HOU. Hey, Josh, the World Series, it's coming through Texas for the foreseeable future, but which city?
Ooh, that is a good question. You know, I think a lot of it is going to depend on Jordan Montgomery and if he returns to the Rangers. I'm not sure they win that ALCS over the Astros without him. He was just fantastic starting and coming out of the bullpen. So that's a big piece for them. And we'll see the health of DeGrom going forward. So, you know, if I'm Jim Crane, I'm probably thinking, we're one win away from going back to the World Series. We have pretty much the same team coming back. Does he really need to go out and change anything? Can they compete this year? So I think for this coming year, 2024, it could definitely be the Astros, especially depending on Montgomery, like I said. But over the next several years, you got to give it to Texas because, I mean, they have somebody all over the roster, a lot of young players. They have it going right now.
Yeah, because I'm uncertain of the – well, first of all, we're uncertain about Kyle Tucker going forward, right? Uncertain about if Jeremy Pena is going to be the guy, that we thought he was his rookie year winner of the Gold Glove and the MVPs that he won. We know Jordan is going to be Jordan, but the future otherwise. They've got good young players in Young. They've got good young and Heim. They've got they got Seager locked up, Simeon locked up. They got to take care of Adolis Garcia, but they're good. They're really, really good. Now you can't count on Jacob deGrom ever, so I'm not worried about that. But you know what? They ain't afraid to go out and get that Scherzer. They ain't afraid to go out and get that Montgomery. They ain't afraid to go out and get Eovaldi. These are all guys that they brought in for money, and they just ain't scared. So the way that they're going about it is really good. A lot of teams don't do what they did with as many free agent signings as they had or trades that they've had. But they're doing it right, man. They're making a lot of good decisions. I hate to say it.
They are, and it's not just on the roster where they're spending the money. I saw this tweet from Michael Lopez Sr. If you're not familiar with him, he's the director of football data and analytics for the NFL. He put out a tweet just this week saying there's 20 to 25 data and analytics jobs on the Rangers. He said that the Rangers are more invested in analytics than every team in the NFC South in the NFL. That is how much money the Texas Rangers are spending on this. And it's at the same time we're starting to question if the Astros are sliding back to more traditional scouting and development. And you see what the Rangers do. They go win the World Series. So that's something I'm going to be paying attention to. Are the Astros still as invested in analytics as they were in the past?
Yeah, it's the whole Jeff Luhnow thing. It's just a shame that that's gone by the wayside. But I wonder, because it's so close to home here, does this spur Jim Crane to spend more money, to go at it harder, or does he become more practical, knowing that, hey, I still got a good team, this is what we've done, I still got this team put together. What do you think about this offseason as far as Jim Crane going for it?
Well, I'm sure if he squints at the roster real hard, he can be like, well, we expect Pena to be better this year. We expect, Yainer Diaz to be an upgrade over Maldonado, and most of our pitching's coming back. And, Dubon wouldn't be the worst thing in center field if we had to go that route. So I'm sure he could convince himself that, hey, we were one game away. If the Rangers don't reload, bring back that pitching, we could take them out. But it's 2025 and beyond. I'm curious. And just the Altuve and Bregman deals, that's going to have so much to say about what they do.
Absolutely. And they ain't getting any younger either. They need to have that infusion of youth that the Rangers have had. Although the Astros have been great in bringing guys up and those guys contributing right away. They've been fantastic, even though they got apparently one of the worst minor league systems ever, and yet guy after guy after guy comes up and he contributes in a big way to a championship team.
They do. It's just that luxury tax thing. Are they going to want to go, up against that threshold and then even go beyond it? Chandler Rome put out an article, I believe it was just this week, saying they've only really gone over it once, and that was 2019 with the Greinke deal.
Yeah, and I don't want them to, if you want to know the truth. There's a big difference between a second-round pick or a post-second-round pick or a post-fourth-round pick. That's a big difference. And you know what? If you're going to build up that minor league system and continue to have guys coming up, you want higher draft picks. So, no, I don't think they have to go over that threshold. Although the bullpen is going to be a little bit costlier than we think, especially with the precedent they established with Montero. That's where the problem is going to lie, is paying bullpen help.
And the other thing is, since they're right up against it, they're spending money. It's maybe not allocated in the best spots. It's really, will they even add hardly anybody in free agency of note just because they've already spent so much?
Yep.
If you look at the McCullers deal and you look at the Montero deal and the Abreu deal, that's kind of keeping you from spending right now.
Yeah, absolutely.